What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's your boy Ray. Life is Motion, aka the late bloomer. That's what I call myself. But you know what? We have to overcome. Now I'm speaking to the older generation. We have to overcome the late bloomer syndrome. Let me explain. You know, as older people, we probably live life by the book. We were taught to do certain things a certain way by our parents, our mentors, or whoever. And I'm sure they mean well, but sometimes it almost paralyzes you, like it makes you almost pessimistic about everything. And then 10, 20 years go by, you see someone, a friend, a relative, a coworker, or whoever, that very idea that you was pessimistic about, they took that same idea and they ran with it and they made it into something. And then you're like, damn, I remember when such and such, brought that idea up, and I was just kind of like, Basically, you getting comfortable. I've decided, which is kind of shameful. I have, I'm gonna be honest, I feel shameful about some things, that I passed up on. But this is my story. This is my process. But what I've decided I'm going to do, and what I am doing, I'm creating small rituals so I don't have to go through that shameful feeling or the late bloomer syndrome. Yeah, I'm creating rituals for myself. Bucket lists, what do they call those charts that people do, those posters where you put all your goals and dreams and everything on. So yeah, I'm creating one of those for my life. And if there's young people watching this, I encourage you to do this while you're young. I always told my son to do it, but I guess you could say I was kind of being a hypocrite. We always want our kids to be better than us. But yeah. So I jot down ideas, I take notes, I set goals. And the first step was my YouTube channel. I got it up. It's not like I want. It's still rough and raw. It's gonna get better once I get the equipment I want. The more views, if I get monetized, I'm gonna let the business make money. It's gonna dictate, the type of equipment I get and, how I run my business. But yeah, we got to get rid of the late bloomer syndrome, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. You look up, years pass by. So yeah, I'm about to turn 50 in a couple months. I don't know when God is going to take my life or how much longer I got on this earth. But I'm just saying this for people who can probably relate, who's sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to be that example. I've always been shy in front of the camera. I've always wanted things to be perfect. But what I've learned from looking at all the other channels, the people that do the best on YouTube are the people that are being their authentic self. What do I mean by that? If you got a lisp, you talk with that lisp. If you did time in a joint, you come out, you tell your story, you know. People love hearing other people's story because people can relate. More people can relate to you than you think. And a lot of us don't believe that, you know. We live in a bubble. But honestly, man, you got to tell your story, be authentic. It's almost like being arrogant. You got to act like yo don't stink. And you got to believe your own hype. But you know what? There will be somebody who can relate. So yeah, I just wanted to deliver that message. You know, we can all relate to someone in this world. And we need to use our story, that one thing that we're good at, that we think everyone knows how to do, but no one tells your story like you. No one tells your story like you. So you take that story, that thing that you're good at, your expertise, and you use it to change your life. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, we gotta stop the late bloomer syndrome. We gotta live in the present and take control of our lives. I'm Ray, and I'm out. Peace.